Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is a daily general reading. Welcome to the day, 16th of April 2019. 3-card Major Arcana reading, possibly with some clarification. And then one from the Swords, one from the Wands, one from the Pentacles, and one from the Cups to flesh it out a little. So, lovely. Okay, let's see what we get. The World in Reverse. Now, this is really interesting. When I was shuffling earlier, I had a really big shuffle, and every time I looked at the bottom of the deck, it was this card. And here it comes out at the top of the deck. The World in Reverse. Card number 2, Justice in the Reverse. Oof. Card number 3, the High Priestess in the reverse. I remember somebody once leaving a comment saying, all your cards are in reverse, you've got your pack up the wrong way. No, if only it were that. Right. The first message I'm getting from this is things don't seem good, and they seem not to be good because they seem not to be right. And they are not right. Okay, World in Reverse. Everything seems up the wrong way. Everything. What should be going forward is either going backwards or not moving. What should be happening is either not happening or happening in the wrong way. What should be coming to fruition is either just not coming to fruition or is rotting on the branch. Not a happy bunny place here. This is as we come into the reading. Now, card number 2 in this method of reading is the veil. So what is obscuring your vision? And it's a sense of injustice. It's a sense of things not being as they should be. Now, the world in reverse could, at first sight, it could seem like things are not as they should be. But, if something isn't happening the way you want it to happen, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not happening as it should be happening. Should is a concept all of its own. There's a kind of moral obligation attached to should. And that's what we really find here in the Justice card. So things are not good. And what's kind of clouding our vision is the sense that things should be better than they are. Now, that might be or should be other than they are. That might be something that we're aiming at ourselves. I should be able to pull this off. I should be able to get things the way I want them, the way that they are not. Whereas this might actually be a natural state of affairs in whatever circumstances you're in. So this sense of sort of the moral obligation of life being on its head is acting here as something that is clouding our vision. Because, as I say, sometimes when things don't work out, they don't work out for a good reason. It's not always that they don't work out and they should work out. Sometimes it's for the best that things don't work out. But it's not nice. It's never comfortable to be in this position, that's for sure. But this moral incorrectitude here, injustice in the reverse, is a veil. It is clouding our vision. It is stopping us seeing things as they really are. Now, when I see the High Priestess in the reverse, certainly as an outcome card, I am never pleased. In very, very basic terms, for me, the High Priestess in the reverse is the card of narcissistic abuse. It's the card of all the wonderful aspects of the female principle, all the wisdom, all the compassion. I mean, look at the face of the High Priestess in this Tarot de Marseille pack. Look, she's looking straight at us. She has the book open on her lap. She knows every word. She wrote it. She doesn't need to read it. And she's just looking at us with this beautiful, beautiful compassion and sympathy. Her feet are off the floor on a cushion. She doesn't even touch the earth. She's robed in glory. In Vedic terms, this is Shakti, the principle of, the energizing principle of matter. It's female. It's on its head. So, I mean, for me, the essence of narcissistic abuse is not only the absence of compassion, but the weaponization of compassion. So I think what's going on here is that we're not in a comfortable place and we're blaming ourselves. We're saying that we're doing something wrong. We are the problem. We are enacting this injustice on ourselves. But we're not. There's a force at work here that is very happy, I have to say, for the injustice to be wielded by us on ourselves. That suits the narcissist perfectly. For them to be basically messing with your well-being, and they are perfectly happy to sit there and listen to you run yourself down. Because that's what they want. They want you in a run-down, unfulfilled state. And if you can find some way to blame yourself for that, happy days for the narcissist. Wow. Okay, let me see. I don't even know if I need to clarify that, to tell you the truth. Someone is, I would say, even encouraging you to blame yourself for your own unhappiness. Now, there might or might not be some sense in that, but that needs to be separated from this malign influence. I mean, sometimes we are our own worst enemy. Sometimes we could have done better. Sometimes we have done things wrong. But if we are able to assume responsibility for our own mistakes, we become strong, powerful, and free in a way that this force cannot touch. I am going to get some more on this. Whoa, another arch manipulator, the Magician in reverse. The Magician is the card number 1, the first card after the Fool, the 0 card, the empty space, the empty mind. It is the card of I can. But when it's on its head, it's what mischief can I wield here? And I'm getting even more strongly the sense that what this reading is about, the challenge here, is to separate the injustice we do to ourselves and own that from the manipulative presentation to ourselves by this malign force of, oh yeah, but do you remember that time you got this wrong? Oh, and do you remember that time you did that stupid thing? And you always do that, don't you? You're always tripping yourself up, aren't you? Oh dear, poor you. All right. The challenge here is to separate what is useful to you in terms of taking responsibility for your own mistakes and your own wrongdoing. We all do wrong from time to time. And it is only through being absolutely clear and looking ourselves straight in the eye and being real with ourselves about our own wrongdoing to ourselves and to others that we are able to grow from it. But this force here is a malign, over-egged pudding of, you did this wrong, didn't you? Oh my word. Okay, I'm just going to think before I go on, do I want any more clarification on any of this? No, I'm going to move on. Let's get one from the Swords. Okay, we've got the 6 of Swords. Well, clearly it's time to sail for a fresh destination, a fresh horizon. I mean, this might be something that we're doing to ourselves, you know, this major arcana thing here. Because sometimes it can be very very satisfying and temporarily satisfying to simply label ourselves as lost, bad, wrong. But that kind of, you know, in a way that can feel like, and it is temporary, because it's never the case that one is simply lost, bad and wrong, but it can feel like solid ground. So this might be something that we're doing to ourselves, but the truth is never as black and white as that. The truth is in the grey, and that's what I'm seeing here. It is this thing of untangling our own mistakes and wrongdoings in a way that we are able to learn and grow from them. There's no learning and there's no growth in this. And simply writing ourselves off and labelling ourselves in this way is never going to get us anywhere. So a fresh horizon to be sailed towards here. And, you know, no matter how many mistakes you feel you've made, no matter how much wrongdoing you feel you've done, and it could also be an outside influence reminding us again and again and again of our weakness, moral weakness, behavioural weakness, general sort of lack of power in the world, and it might suit them very well, as I say, that we're not able to do this separating act, this thing of untangling at what we can learn from and what's being shoved down our throats here. Anyway, yeah, what I was going to say is about this Six of Swords here. This fresh departure is done quietly, is done with the help of another. You know, the boatman here, crossing, helping us, getting us across the water. And what's coming through really strongly here for me is the mantra, the Tibetan Buddhist mantra that I have been chanting every day for 6 years. It's the mantra of the mother of the Buddhas, Green Tara. And the mantra is Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. If you are interested, go on any search engine, Google Green Tara mantra. That's Tara, T-A-R-A. Green Tara mantra. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. And she is, amongst other things, one of her subtitles is She Who Helps to Cross the Sea of Suffering. And this is what I'm getting here. Crossing from one shore to another, quietly and kind of privately. And certainly if you ever take on a mantra practice, it is quiet and private. That's how I've done it anyway. Just incidentally, I'm running a mantra chanting group now in my local town once a week. And I get people coming along and I do Tibetan Buddhist mantra chanting with them. It's great. But every morning, privately, in my room, alone, I chant that mantra, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, to the mother of the Buddhas to help me cross the sea of suffering. Right, let's get one from the Wands. Knight of Wands. Okay. Well, I would say if you are able to see this force, this manipulative, malign, narcissistic force, and it just crosses my mind that sitting saying, "Oh, I'm a bad person. Oh, I'm a dead loss. I'm all washed up. I'm just generically crap," can be an awfully narcissistic thing to do. Okay, just saying. It looks like the opposite, but it's not. If you are able to see this malign narcissistic force for what it is and begin to move away from it quietly and privately, change will come quickly. Results will come quickly. And that's another thing that they say about Green Tara in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, is that the help she brings is swift and rapid and manifests in worldly, material, tangible form very quickly. And I'm getting this from the Knight of Wands. Look at that. Look at that amazing wand, and look at all that wonderful finery, those feathers fluttering, and the horse. Oh God, it's just so wonderful. Swift change, swift, tangible change you can get to grips with. Wunderbar. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. It's interesting. When I get to the Pentacles, I always need to sort of have a little pause, because I need the Cup to tell me about the Pentacle. How interesting. We had this yesterday. Four of Cups. Right, there's a choice here. There's a choice here. Because, I mean, the Ten of Pentacles, fantastic, you know, all this wealth, la, 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 la. But it's on the outside. It's public. Can you see that out in the town here? And we've got the old man sort of isolated from this social interaction going on here between these two people. And there's an isolation and a loneliness of karmic wealth here. It looks great, but it's cut off. It's cut off from the wider world. There's no sharing going on here. It's not a global karmic return. I wouldn't quite go so far as to say selfish, but something along those lines. And there's a refusal here. A kind of churlish refusal in the Four of Cups to even stick his nose into that cup that's being offered by the cosmic hand of fate. There's your cup of karma. He doesn't even want to stick his conch in it and have a sniff and see what's in it. He's like, no, I drank from this one, I drank from this one, and I drank from this one, and I know what's in that cup. But do you? Do you know what's in that cup? So I would say the challenge presented in this reading is to separate out external opinion of you, feeding into your opinion of yourself, from truly internal responsibility for your own injustice, what you have done to yourself and what you have done to others, and what others have done to you over which you have no control. And I would say that would be the key to writing this card and putting the world back the right way up. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, bye-bye.